Welcome back to a new video. In this series, we journey through the myths of the ancient world. Not only to watch heroes rise, but to follow them into the shadows, where monsters wait. Before Heracles wrestled lions, before Theseus faced the Minotaur, there was Perseus, a mortal sent on an impossible quest. Not for glory, not for treasure, but to bring back the head of a monster whose gaze could turn the living to stone. This is the story of Perseus and the Slaying of Medusa. A story of divine aid, moral courage, and a single strike that echoed through legend. The birth of a hero. It began with a prophecy. King Perseus of Argos was told by the oracle, "Your grandson will be your death." In fear, he locked his only daughter, Danae, in a bronze chamber, cut off from the world. But Zeus came to her in a shower of golden light. From this union, Perseus was born. Perseus, unwilling to kill his own blood, set mother and child adrift at sea in a wooden chest. They washed ashore on the island of Seriphos, where a fisherman named Dictys took them in. The king's challenge. Years later, Dictys' brother, King Polydectes, desired Danae, but Perseus stood in his way. So the king devised a trap. He demanded that every man in his court bring him a gift worthy of a king, a horse. Perseus had none to give. Mocking him, Polydectes said, "If you are so bold, bring me the head of Medusa instead." Medusa, the most feared of the Gorgons. Her hair a nest of living snakes. Her eyes able to turn any who met them into lifeless stone. The gifts of the gods. The gods took pity on the young hero. Hermes gave him a gleaming sword, sharp enough to pierce the scales of any monster. Athena lent him a polished bronze shield. Not to strike, but to see without looking directly at the Gorgon's face. The nymphs of the north gifted him 3 treasures. Winged sandals to carry him through the air. A cabesus, a magical pouch to hold the head. And the cap of Hades, to cloak him in invisibility. The journey to the Gorgons. Guided by Hermes, Perseus sought the Graeae, 3 ancient sisters who shared one eye and one tooth between them. He stole their eye and refused to return it until they revealed the way to Medusa's lair. At the edge of the world, beyond the ocean's reach, he found the Gorgons sleeping among the corpses of their victims. Medusa lay in the center, the only mortal among her immortal sisters. The Slaying of Medusa. Perseus did not meet her gaze. He watched her reflection in Athena's shield, step by step drawing closer. When the moment came, he struck. The blade of Hermes flashed, and with a single stroke, Medusa's head was severed. From her blood sprang 2 beings. The winged horse Pegasus and the warrior Chrysaor. The other Gorgons woke, their screams shaking the air. But Perseus, donning the cap of Hades, vanished into the wind. The return. On his journey home, Perseus encountered more trials. He rescued Andromeda from a sea monster, turned the giant Atlas into stone, and at last returned to Seriphos. Polydectes still tormented Danae. So Perseus revealed Medusa's head, and the king and his court became statues, frozen forever in fear. The meaning of Perseus's quest. The tale of Perseus is more than a monster slaying. It is the story of cunning over brute force. Of courage strengthened by humility. For Perseus did not face Medusa head-on, but used the gifts and wisdom of the gods to prevail. It teaches that even impossible challenges can be met with the right allies, that the greatest victories come not from strength alone, and that every hero's journey changes the world around them. Perseus began as a man with no gift to give, and returned with a legend. Thank you for watching. If there's another myth you want us to bring to life, let us know in the comments. And remember, every hero begins in obscurity. Every monster has its weakness. And sometimes, the sharpest weapon is the one that strikes without being seen.